Friday afternoon. A bowl of cereal, a bit of water, and a bit of PlayStation. So what's up guys, I'm mulatosly and today it is Friday and we got ourselves a new theory video. So this theory will be based around Sly Cooper 5 and I will go through Penelope. Now what I mean by Penelope, I mean like plot, what can possibly be the plot for Sly 5, my thoughts and some ideas. Now feel free to leave your ideas in the comments down below. This video is going to be based around a comment that I saw on a theory, I think it was on the Friends theory actually, but yeah, with this out of the way, let's just kick it off into the theory itself. Penelope. Boy oh boy, Sanzaro Games. So Penelope was introduced in Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves and she was a huge asset to our crew. So she helped Bentley with the RC and at the end of Sly 3 she kinda dated Bentley. They are boyfriend and girlfriend and they built the time machine and rebuilt the Cooper Vault. Now Sanzaro Games stepped in and they decided to make Penelope a villain. So basically I was reading some trivia and some random facts and I discovered that Penelope was not the first choice of the villain. It was like some mole guy, I don't know, it was some mole, but then they decided to scrap that and go for Penelope as a villain. Now, my own thoughts of this, was this a good move or was this a bad move? Now, to be honest, I think it was kind of a bad move to make her a villain. I think they could go for another approach in terms of time travel, although like it kind of sounds wrong that Penelope steals the plans that her and Bentley were working so hard and then at the end betrayal Bentley. I feel just wrong. I don't know what's going on with this really, because Penelope is following the same steps as Dr. M. She is getting hatred towards Sly Cooper. But then I went across this comment. Remember how the Phoebus 5 killed Sly's dad? Well, this comment, I was discussing this with this guy and he replied to this saying that Penelope or even Dr. M was involved in the Sly's death, in the Connor's death. But then he replied with this. No, I mean Sly's parents die, but Penelope arrives in time to stop Clockwork from killing baby Sly. The only explanation for keeping Sly alive was to prove that the Coopers were nothing without their book, but maybe Clockwork didn't want to tell Sly that somebody stopped him. So this is something that went on my mind and kind of make the click. I don't know if you guys have that moment where you're looking at something and then you have that click that tells you, hey, that makes sense. But then I was digging a bit in this and I read a bit more and then I thought a bit more and I'm like, why would Penelope stop him? Like there's theories that relate Penelope to Clockwork because on Paradox, the Paris level, we see something writing Clockwork. Like Clockwork was here or something in that matter. I'm not even sure, but the photo is right now on the screen. I'm just doing this and add it later. But anyway, they're relating Paradox to Clockwork, and even on the Paradox thief line, we see the Egypt guy. Now this Egypt guy is not wearing a thief costume or even a normal villager. I think this guy was related to the pharaohs or even an advisor. Anyway, this guy had power. So what I mean by power is he had the economics to do that power. Now, Clockwork is probably from ancient Egypt, as we all know from these theories and from the slightly common picture, because that's like the first ever time we see Clockwork, because in the Ice Age we see him as a robot, so that kind of doesn't count. So his mortal body should be from ancient Egypt, and from there something happened and then he decided to tell the entire Cooper clan for generations to come until Sly. So that's a lot of time, from ancient Egypt to 2002, let's say 2003, the years Sly 1 was released. It's a long way, really long way if you put the accurate dates. Now, with this comment kinda out of the way, let's go a bit more into the plot ideas. What are the plots? What is the plot? Now, Sly Cooper has one of the most awesome plots I can remember right now. Sly 1, Finish 5 kills his parents, then he goes after the book for revenge. Sly 2, best one for my eyes. This game was the best plot ever. Dimitri made the nightclub and sold the spices there. Rajan made the spices, Contessa hypnotized it with the spices, Bison shipped the spices, and Arpeggio was manipulating and taking advantage of the other members without they even knowing to get the power needed to be Clockwork. But we all know how that went because of freaking backstabbing. But anyway, Sly 5. What are the plots? Sly is in ancient Egypt. Let's go. Plot number 1. The first option of plot is one that may be very predictable, and it actually is predictable. So Sly is in ancient Egypt. Is in front of the remaining parts of the blame that just crashed in front of the pyramid, and Sly decides to explore. Now he wanders around the desert, and we all know how the desert is. It's very freaking hot. So at some point, Sly gets very tired and faints. Sly just faints, closes his eyes. This part, the gameplay is like this. You're just wandering around. You don't need to do anything. You're just walking around in the desert just to see the gameplay. And then Sly faints. The moment Sly closes its eyes, we go for a cutscene. So in this cutscene, we go to the nearby town where is Slight Common. You know, one of those moments where you're like, meanwhile. So basically, it's Slight Common. Let's go for Slight Common the first. The one that made the Thief's Raccoon is the book. So basically, he's stealing and he has this idea of creating the book. But then he got arrested. Let's say he got arrested and he gets out of the freaking town. So basically they escort him to the pharaoh, and the pharaoh is like, I'm headed of you. I'm tired of having you steal other people's things. So I will just throw you out of town. So basically from now on you're banned. So basically they ban Slight Common, and Slight Common goes to the desert itself. Although he's a thief, he's used to this, so he knows his way to get in the town again. But while this Sly is still fainted, Slight Common decides to walk around the desert for some odd reason. Something in his head told him to walk around the desert, and then he sees a fainted person. He runs up to this person and gives him water, and he treats this person. So basically Slight Common treats Sly and takes him to a refugee. So basically there the story begins. So that's plot number 1, how things gonna happen. Now let's go into plot number 2. Okay, for plot number 2, and this is the last plot I'm going to do for this video because I don't want to make this extremely long because I have a whole bunch of plots written down. But this is the 2 I kind of like the most. But I think you guys are actually going to prefer the second one over the first one. But anyway, click the I and make sure you vote the plot you like the best, 1 or 2. And make your own plot in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to read those. But now, going to plot number 2. Instead of Slight Common helping Sly, what if Sly helped Slight Common? So as you can see from this picture, the pyramids are right in front of Sly. So basically, if there's a pyramid, there should be a town somewhere, right? A pharaoh somewhere. A tomb. So, a tomb. Yeah, a tomb. So basically Sly goes to that pyramid, and then he discovers a secret passage that leads into the village. So in that village, Slight Common is helping someone, but then the guards hit Slight Common, and Slight Common faints. So Sly sees this and straight out of the back recognizes Slight Common and goes to his rescue. So Sly helps Slight Common and they escape from the prison guards. Now, with this, Slight Common reveals a secret thing to Sly. He is a thief, but he works for a secret organization. I'm gonna put organization in bold because we're in ancient Egypt, there could not be organizations, or is it? So basically, this will be a bit like 45th in the Sally Cooper's level, but I'm still going with it. Let's call them the SANDSTORM Bandits. It sounds so sick. So basically, is this ancient Egypt? Tutankhamun is the leader or works in this group called the SANDSTORM Bandits, and they steal from corrupted pharaohs and greedy noblemen. So Tutankhamun 1 as the son, Tutankhamun 2nd, but let's not go with that. Tutankhamun 2nd is still a baby. Tutankhamun 1st is the father and is a member of the SANDSTORM Bandits, one of the elite members. So basically, they're aiming to take down this pharaoh guy. But lately, they had a lot of troubles because this pharaoh is in help of someone. So basically, let's take the paradox for example. The paradox was changing time, right? Now, what if paradox was related to this? Now we see the paradox from ancient Egypt, and maybe the paradox from the future went here at some point and did stuff. Although this is highly not probable. This is not probable. This cannot happen though. But what if instead of the paradox was another thing? What if it was Penelope? So Penelope is still an evil person, or it may be a good person. I don't know. I just cannot make a thing to this. I feel like this one was going extremely great, but then at some point while I was talking, I kind of screwed it up. But anyway, I'm just going to leave this one for now. So what do you people think of these two plot ideas? Make sure you leave your own plots in the comments down below and vote here what was your favorite plot. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite one was probably number 2, SANDSTORM Bandits. That name just went into my mind and kind of clicked and made sense in some way. But then I was like, I had this idea, I was going great, but then at some point I kind of ran out of the idea at all. But tell me what you think of that plot. It actually sounds pretty interesting to see that in a Sly game. So basically, what I kind of did is like I combined Sly Cooper with Uncharted. That's pretty much what I kind of tried in that plot. But yeah, tell me what you think about it. But with this out of the way, I'm mulatosly. I want to say that you guys are awesome, and make sure you still a like, hack that like button like Bentley. And one more thing, guys, I'm going to start work placement. So basically, my college is making me work for free pretty much. They're gonna make me work. It's not gonna be fun, but looking at these pictures, I'm looking sexy. But anyway, this is all. I will be updating you guys in the future, but don't worry, videos will still be 2 a week. But yeah, with this out of the way, I'm mulatosly, and I'll catch you guys next Wednesday for a new video. Peace.